Hello, wonderful person. This is Chris for the Informed Stoner, and it's Wednesday and time for our evening news report. From the AP, Finland's parliament gives final approval for NATO bid by Jari Tanner. Finland's parliament gave final approval to Wednesday to the Nordic countries' bid to join NATO, with lawmakers signing off on membership along with required legislation. The 200-seat legislature voted 184 to 7 to authorize Finland's accession to NATO, clearing the last required domestic hurdle to become part of the 30-member Western Military Alliance. Well, that's good. I know it's pretty historical for both Finland and for Sweden to be asking any kind of alliance. Two of NATO's 30 existing members, Turkey and Hungary, have yet to ratify the joint application Finland and neighboring Sweden made last year. Admitting new members requires unanimous approval. Finnish Prime Minister center-left government initiated the vote, seeking to secure the approval of her country's lawmakers before the April 2nd general election. The president has pledged to sign Wednesday's legislative decision into law before the election. Finland and Sweden, which are close partners culturally, economically, and politically, applied together today in NATO and apologies. Finland and Sweden, which are close partners culturally, economically, and politically, applied together to join NATO in May of 2022. Their bid is historic as Finland has remained military non-aligned since World War II, and Sweden has not been in a military conflict in the past 200 years. And both of them joining NATO could very well bring them into a conflict in Ukraine, depending on what happens. So that's huge. Most of the opposition to accepting Finland and Sweden as the new NATO members come from Turkey, which wants stronger action, mostly from Sweden, against groups that Ankara considers a terrorist organization. The Swedish Prime Minister said Wednesday that Sweden needs a law which forbids participation in terrorist organizations, a move considered important for Turkey to sign off on Sweden's NATO application. Okay, that's a bit weird that they don't have a law that that forbids you to participate in terrorist organizations. So you can just go to Sweden and join every terrorist organization you want, and it's cool. That's weird. That is a bit weird. Far too long, Sweden has had too lax legislation regarding the possibility of participating in terrorist activities without it being a crime, Swedish news agency quoted as saying. Such a law is expected to be taken effect on June 1st, the TT reported. NATO Security General Jens Stoltenberg said Tuesday in Helsinki, that adding Finland and Sweden as members is the top priority for the alliance. He urged Turkey and Hungary to ratify the Nordic countries' accession. Turkey has agreed to resume talks with Finland and Sweden in Brussels this month to iron out obstacles, an issue that Ankara has, especially with Sweden. Okay, well that's good. They're willing to work on it and figure it out. And I mean, if their only issue is that they don't have laws against joining terrorists, I think that should be a law. I mean, that's a bit weird. Meanwhile, Hungary's parliament was scheduled to start debating the Nordics duo's NATO membership on Wednesday, with expected ratification at the end of March. A senior Hungarian lawmaker said last week that Hungary is planning to send a delegation to Finland and Sweden to resolve political disputes that have raised doubts among some of the Hungarian lawmakers of whether to support the NATO bids. Okay, well, let's hope that they can get in there. I think it'd probably be better for them, especially with what may be coming. Who knows what's going to happen. I do know that if they do join NATO, that Russia will not be happy about that, and it may provoke even more retaliation. But this story here kind of brings me into another story I want to cover. This is brought to us by the BBC. Finland starts construction of Russian border fence. I mean, are the two related? I don't know, but I think it's awfully funny that they did. Finland began constructing a 124-mile fence on its border with Russia to boost security. Okay, why just a fence, though? I mean, wouldn't you want... Well, I guess a fence is better than nothing, but a wall or something more sturdy? I don't know. Probably takes too long to build. The border guard said it'll be 10 foot tall with barbed wire on top. Finland shares the longest European Union border with Russia at 832 miles. At present, Finland's borders are secured primarily by light wooden fence. I mean, I guess a 10-foot tall fence with barbed wire is better than a light wooden fence. I'll give them that. Finland decided to build the fence due to a rise in Russians seeking to escape conscription to fight in Ukraine. Okay, so they've got refugees running and they're building a wall, or a fence, not a wall. Sorry. The Nordic country also moved to joining the NATO alliance on Tuesday. Its parliament started debating a bill to speed up the country's bid with a vote expected on Wednesday. Work on the fence at the Amarta border crossing started on Tuesday with forced clearance, while road construction and fence installation are planned to start in March. Night vision cameras, lights, and loudspeakers will be installed in certain sections of the fence. A 3-kilometer pilot project at Amarta is expected to be completed by the end of June, the border guard said. Finland passed new amendments to its Border Guard Act in July to allow the building of a stronger fence. This current wooden fence will mainly to prevent livestock from crossing the border. Yeah, it's getting a bit more serious than livestock now, right? They've got people supposedly fleeing conscription, and who knows what else is going to be coming along that border. Since Russia's full invasion of Ukraine, Finland has sought to strengthen its eastern border. In September, large numbers of Russians started fleeing to Finland after President Vladimir Putin ordered a mobilization of reservists to fight in Ukraine. I mean, I could see that happening. People don't want to be in a war. Not everybody wants to go and fight and be bloodthirsty. Yeah. So I can see people taking off. Following Russian invasion on 24th February last year, both Finland and Sweden decided they wanted to join NATO as soon as possible. After being neutral for years, Helsinki faces fewer diplomatic hurdles than Stockholm, and the Finnish government wants to move forward even before Finland's general elections in April. Only Turkey and Hungary have yet to approve the Finnish and Swedish bids to join the defensive bloc. And again, they have their issues with Sweden, which is, again, very weird. The whole, you can join a terrorist group and it's cool. It's a bit odd. I mean, I don't know if it's cool per se, but it's not illegal. I mean, anyhow, what do y'all think? Leave some comments below. Like and subscribe if you would. It really would help me out. I would appreciate that. And have yourself a great evening.